Well, having side-by-side permissions really made for a great day. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really great to see you here. Now, this first hunt you're going to see in this episode finds me back at that 1920 house that had never been hunted before. And it also sits right beside the 1779 house permission that I have. Now, the last time I was at the 1920 yard, I found a lot of very cool things. So I decided to head right back there with my Equinox 800, and I picked up right where I left off, and I started finding some really great things. Well, I was just swinging along the side of the house, right along the flower bed here, and I got a nice 25 signal. I dug down, and this is what I see right now. And I'm pretty sure that's a handle to a toy gun. I think I've worked it loose enough to pull out, so I thought I'd turn the camera on and hopefully we'll get to see it come out. Very cool. Wow, look at that. I think it says Deputy. That's pretty cool. I can't make out what this is yet, but I don't think the other part is in there, but I'll check to be sure, but that's pretty darn cool right there. Well, just swinging along with that 6-inch coil and got a 22 signal, about 3-4 inches down. Nice early weedy. This one's going to be a 1935. Well, this one was giving me a nice 12-13. Found it right next to the flagpole in the front yard here, and turned out to be a nickel. I was hoping for a buff, but it ended up being a Jefferson, but it is an early Jefferson. It's a 1940, so I will definitely take that. And I'm going to keep on going here. Well, got a kind of an iffy signal here. It's giving me a 14, and I dug down. I threw it up on the drop cloth, and it was just a piece of metal, but when I looked at it closer, it says Roy Rogers on it. So I'm thinking this is probably part to an old cap gun. And I got the best piece of it, that's for sure, the part that says Roy Rogers. And I got a really deep 14. And I think, we're probably talking about 8 inches. And I think, usually there's only one thing a 14 can be, and that's a silver nickel, but I haven't pulled it out yet. So we're going to find out. Oh yes. Yep, look at there. Philadelphia Mint mark. And I think this is the third piece of silver I've gotten out of this little front yard. I think it's going to be last year. It looks like in 1945. So that is awesome. Definitely happy to have that. Well, just detecting near the front door of this old place, and got myself a 14. Dug down and saw it sticking out the sidewall way down there. It was pretty deep, about 8 inches. Thought it was going to be a deep pull tab, but I popped it out. It's a little bent, but I think I might have some type of aluminum token. Might just be a gas station or presidential contest, I don't know. Oh no, this is a shoe token. Oh gosh, the name is evading me right now. Oh heck yeah. It got cut by the lawnmower. That is really cool. This is probably going to be, it's got a little bit of age to this one. Red Goose Shoes, that's it. Oh boy. Man, that's a shame it got cut by the mower, but that is way cool. Find an old shoe token, and let me get it cleaned up a little bit and I'll be right back. But great little find right there. Well, there's a better look at it. It says 4 boys, 4 girls, Red Goose Shoes, and it's been holed at the top with what looks like a square nail, and it's the 20th President of the United States, James Garfield, on the other side. Well, one thing you can't say about this token is that it doesn't have character. It's been mauled by a lawnmower and holed by a square nail, and bent on top of that. This time I was getting a nice high tone 26, and I think I see something in the plug. I thought, what the heck, I'd just grab the camera and find out, but I have no idea what that is. That is definitely an odd piece, isn't it? Well, let me get it cleaned up. If it's something interesting, I'll be right back with it. Well, there it is, and there's no writing or anything on it, but it's aluminum, very light. Looks like there was a handle to this, and I don't know, it might have been like a toy spatula to a play set, like kitchen play set or something, but that's my best guess. Well, I think that's exactly what that last item was, a toy spatula, because I dug that right here, got a signal right here at 20, and dug the handle up. So, pretty cool little piece, and another toy from the yard. Well, I gotta say, things don't get much cooler than this. I was going along here and got a 13 signal. Hey, I'm hoping for a nickel, and I dig down, and about 4 inches I see the imprint, and I'm like, hey, I got a nickel. And then I looked over at the plug, and this is exactly what I saw as I flipped the plug open. Is that not cool? Look at that buffalo just sitting there. Ah, that is pretty cool. With the flip of a plug, there's a buff. That is awesome. I was wondering when I was going to find one here. I don't know if I'm going to get a date off this one. It looks pretty worn, but I will take it. That is great. And you can see the imprint there. So that is really cool. This is definitely a worn one, and looks to be like it's going to be pretty red too. So anyway, I will definitely take that. Well, that heat finally got to me, and I had to head back home. But a few days later, we had a sudden drop in temperature, and Chris was able to get back out with me. Now, he'd never been to the 1920s yard, and I knew there was still a lot of property left to cover. So I told him to meet me over there the next day, early in the morning, and we picked up right where I left off, and we found even more cool things. Well, I told Chris the temperatures are going to be kind of low, so maybe you can get out.
Not so bad right now.
Not so bad, and he's sporting his winter beard in the middle of summer.
Yeah. Looking like a homeless person.
So I told him, I said, let's go back to the place I've been hunting. So we're picking up right where we left off. or where I left off. And he called me over and said he's got something cool, and I have to agree.
It looks neat.
I'm hoping it's an old one.
I think so. It's heavy.
Yeah, a blue oval.
I see words, but I'm thinking Ford.
Yeah. There you go.
It's not.
Oh boy,
that's a Ford.
Yes, it is, and it's old.
Oh yeah, look at the.
That's a porcelain emblem. That is old. I mean, we're talking 30.
Oh, is that cool? Look at that.
Dude. See? Now, why did I invite this guy?
Yeah.
He's finding my car parts.
Oh, it's fragile. It's missing some of the enameling,
okay.
but holy cow.
That's called character.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
That is awesome.
That's going to be 30s or 40s. Yeah, definitely 30s, I would say.
You feel the weight of it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a heavy duty one.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Porcelain inlay, too.
I never found one.
Well, one off that bucket list, as they say.
The bucket list you don't know you have.
And it never goes away. Always find something else you need to find. Awesome find, awesome find. Well, this one gave me a 24-25 signal. Dug down, it was about 4 inches down, and another old weedy. This one's going to be a 44 with a Denver mint mark. Lots and lots of weedies in this yard. Well, the signal next was giving me an 11, but it was a nice signal. And I dug down, and it's kind of cool. I just wanted to show it to you. But that's actually the bezel to a pretty old wristwatch. So that's pretty cool. It's probably going to be like 40s. Definitely old. You can see the provision on the side for the winder, the stem winder. So pretty cool little piece right there. Well, just working along the side of this house, and built in 1920. Got a nice 22 signal here. I saw a flash of it, and I knew right away what it was, so I grabbed the camera, because it's going to be kind of cool. At least I think so. But it's an old piece to a razor. It looks like the razor guard, and it's probably going to be anywhere from 30s to 40s, into the 50s too, but it's an early safety shaving razor. So, cool little piece. Well, Chris called me over with that magic word.
I hope it's silver. It was kind of crazy. This was leaning up against it, so it was right in between the red and the tan.
Oh yeah, that looks like a Merc.
I think it's a Merc, yeah.
You got a bottle?
Let's see, yeah.
Got the
relic rinse.
The relic rinse.
I have not done this in a little while.
Yeah, it's good.
Ooh, it's pretty. They always are pretty. Usually.
Yeah, anti-mercury.
1917. Ooh, nice early one.
Flip it over, see if you got a mint mark. It's actually in really good shape for an early one.
Yeah, look at the bands on it. It's an S.
I'll be darned.
Ooh, I don't know if that's good or not.
It's
second year.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's pretty darn nice condition, I'll tell you that. 1917 San Francisco mint mark. Ooh. Yeah, it's got a lot of meat on the bands, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Heck yeah, it is, man. Hey, congrats. Well, I got one that wasn't very deep, giving me a 12, and I popped it out. It's pretty cool. It's some kind of a heart locket or pin, or I don't know, it's kind of an open filigree design. So I thought I'd show you that. I'll stick it in some apple cider vinegar. That'll bring the gold tone back out.
It's shining through, ain't it?
Yeah, pretty little piece. Well, down here at the bottom of the backyard, you can see the old railroad that goes right by the property here. And Chris is in about
Watch out for spiders. I walked through 2, man. Nasty.
Well, Chris is in about the furthest corner he could be in on this property. And I have no idea what to say about this. This is something I haven't really run into before.
It is solid lead.
That is crazy.
It has got to weigh, I don't know, maybe 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Very heavy. But it's got a crazy...
Yeah, I don't know why. I told him, I said, I don't know. It just, I'm not sure.
Big hack into it too, right there.
I don't know. It might be a mystery find.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. I don't know why they... I don't know. I thought it was something railroad related, but, you know, it's soft metal.
Yeah.
So...
Very neat.
That's an odd duck. I like it, though.
Yeah.
Well, Chris got something unusual. Wow, and deep.
Very deep.
Wow.
You know, it looks like a piece of junk, but I turn it over. It looks like it says Jello on there.
That's cool.
I think.
Yeah, it's a
Jello cup mold or something.
Yeah, it's one of the original Jello aluminum Jello molds.
Yeah.
That is cool. I don't think I've ever found one that had the Jello logo on it. So
I don't think I have either. I can remember.
I like it. And that's pretty darn old right there.
Yeah.
So very cool. I definitely like that. Well, we were heading back to the car to hydrate. It's definitely muggy and hot, but I got a 17. I had to stop and dig it. I figured I'm gonna get rid of this zinc penny, but I actually got something pretty cool. It's an old aluminum kids ring. It's got an adjustable band, and I saw the word Dixie on it. Look at that. It's got a little mouse running. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. It's got a little mouse running. It's got something on the sides of the ring, but it says Dixie. That's one I'm just not familiar with. Let me see if I can get you in on this. Yeah, that is definitely unusual. Very cool. Little adjustable kids ring, but I love finding the old kids rings. Well, after hunting there for a few hours, we were definitely hot and tired, but we just couldn't resist going over and spending an hour swinging our coil over the 1779 house's yard. And boy, am I glad that we did. Well, this one's giving me a 12 and dug down, and I got my second little bucking ball. Now I got this one a few minutes ago. I didn't film it, but now I got a second one, so I thought I'd show you both of them. But pretty cool. For those of you who don't know what bucking ball load is, it's one large musket ball and then 3 of these small bucking balls all packed together in one shot. Well, my next signal here was a 13, and I dug down. It was about 5 inches down, and I thought, oh boy, probably nothing. But as I wiped it off on the front, I noticed that it has some writing on it. Let me get this thing off here. It says, I think it says AJ Tower Company, and then it says Boston. So I am not sure what that is. That would be fun to look up and find out, though.
Look how shallow it was.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe an inch.
he yelled out silver, and oh, you got another mercury.
Another merc.
Oh my.
See if I can wet her down there. .42. Yep.
That'll work.
Yeah, not as old as the other one, but I'll take
Well,
her.
you got to check that one for the 42 over 41.
Yeah.
Very nice. They had the
fingers are filthy.
They had the same variety in Philadelphia and Denver mint marks. So.
It's hard to tell.
Yep.
Nice little merc though.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Chris is hunting over there, and I'm just on the side of the old 1889 edition, the brand new edition to the 1779 log home. Got a 13 down here, and it said it wasn't deep, and it wasn't, but man, when I pulled this out, I'm like, what the heck? Check this out. Look at that thing. Wow. I mean, I almost thought it was like a pike. It might be, I don't know. You can kind of see where this was where the handle was. But look at that thing. Wow, that is way cool. And I don't know, I've got a gut feeling about this one. That could be pretty darn awesome right there. Oh, really, really cool. Well, funny thing about finding that dagger, the contractor who's been working on the new addition to that house always parks his truck on the same spot of the yard. And every time I've been there, his truck has been there. But this time, he wasn't there. So I headed over there because I definitely wanted to hunt the ground that he'd been parked on. And lo and behold, his truck had been on top of that dagger the whole time. Well, Chris and I definitely had a blast out there finding all that history. And here's another look at all the great finds that we found in this episode. Well, I definitely noticed an old Western theme developing with some of the things that I was finding. And that happens to be one of my favorite periods in American history. You see, I began metal detecting at the age of 12 in Arizona on an old U.S. cavalry fort. So I just couldn't resist putting together some amazing photos of the Old West to share with you. And those are coming up in just a few seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.